This week's episode is brought to you by Campaign Refinery, an amazing new email marketing automation tool. Look, in the world of digital marketing, there's a lot to keep track of. We all know this. As much as we're in love with social media and the power of social conversation here at Social Link and on the All About Digital Marketing podcast, we are well aware at just how powerful email marketing can be. Email marketing is not dead. In fact, it's never been more important to help you leverage your presence everywhere else into the one channel that you'll own, regardless of what changes Facebook, Twitter, or any other platform makes in the future. I've known the founder, Travis Ketchum, for years, and he's been a past guest on the podcast, episode 15 if you want to listen to it. I've personally used his other products before, and they've been fantastic. The amount of thought that he's put into each and every one of what he's created has been incredible. I'd highly encourage you to try their free 14-day trial at campaignrefinery.com to see what world-class email marketing automation can do for you and your business. Massive thank you to Travis and Campaign Refinery for their support of the All About Digital Marketing show. Welcome to the All About Digital Marketing podcast. The show all about
digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing.
Brought to you by Social Link, a digital marketing agency specializing in social media and content marketing for brave brands and forward-thinking SMEs. I'm your host, Chris Bruno, and as always, we're here to bring you the most actionable tips, tricks, tools, and insights to help you achieve more when it comes to your digital marketing. Subscribe to the show and be sure to share with a friend if you found something useful or interesting. You can find all the show notes and more information on www.allaboutdigitalmarketing.co.uk. Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the All About Digital Marketing show. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about experimenting. Now, you've probably realized and noticed that we've been doing some things a little bit differently recently. And episode 59 in particular was something that I wanted to talk about and help you to understand why we continuously experiment and also what that experiment actually looks like. Episode 59 seems to be a conversation between myself and commercial director at Social Link, James O'Donnell. And that's exactly what it is. It's a raw conversation that we created, just the two of us, with a purpose. The purpose wasn't to put it out on this podcast, and it wasn't really even just to put up on YouTube. Although there is a link below in the show notes, and if you'd like to check it out, we'd love to hear your feedback of the video in its long form. The real idea of it was an experiment. We wanted to try something completely new that we hadn't done before, and that would help us create a new system within our business, within content creation, and maybe even something that we can help use for clients in the future as well. And this experiment in particular was all about the idea of repurposing content. Now, sitting down and having a chat for 45 minutes with one of your colleagues and recording it can also produce some pretty fun conversations, some pretty interesting points of view. But more importantly, what it's actually creating is 40 minutes of content whereby two people are just talking about particular topics or particular subjects that were set up in advance. From that video, what we've done since, we've managed to collate a complete transcript of the video. We've managed to break down that transcript into the four main topics that we spoke about. We've managed to create 5 blog articles based on those topics. And more importantly now is we're finding more and more ways to reuse that video content. So you may have noticed that All About Digital Marketing has shared some of the more topical videos onto the social media channels from that Social Link show. And what we've done is we've broken down the themes. We've broken down those topics that we spoke about originally. So we've suddenly gone from one long form piece of content to having one long form piece of content, 5 blog articles, and now we have 4 medium sized, let's call them, about 8 to 9 minutes long, videos of particular topics. But it doesn't even stop there. Whilst we were transcribing everything and whilst we were looking at the topics that we wanted to do, we realized that there were short, punchy sections where we're talking about a particular topic that we could pull out and use for social media. So what we've actually created now is another 6 short videos that will be coming out on social media over the course of the next 4 weeks, or by the time this episode comes out, maybe over the last 2 weeks and the next 2 weeks. But that reality is one piece of content that took us 45 minutes to have a natural, raw conversation is now really racking up some content. Now, the idea of repurposing isn't new. And in fact, we've been trying out lots of little things. So last week's episode, which I believe was episode 61, was actually a blog from my personal website, chrisbruno.co, that I'd written as part of a 30-day challenge. I've now found a way to repurpose that blog content. It can become an article, it can become a video where I can talk about it, but it can even become a podcast episode, whether it be here on the All About Digital Marketing show or on a different podcast. That's quite a powerful thing to realize. Way too many businesses, way too many individuals look at content as once and done. So they'll write a blog post, they'll share it on social media, and after that, it's pretty much forgotten. What we want to try and do, not just for ourselves, not just for our coaching clients, not just for the done-for-you service clients that we help as an agency with social media and content creation. We want everybody to see the potential of reusing, repurposing, let's call it upcycling, if you will, a single piece of content. Now, when you start with a longer piece of content, you've got more options to make shorter pieces of content. But even if you're just starting with a blog, how much more valuable would that blog be if you realize that actually you could schedule posts today that won't go out until a month from now? How often do you go back into your previous catalog of articles and actually share stuff that's still relevant today? What if you took your best performing article and actually turned it into a video? I mean, ultimately, this isn't hard because you're not starting from scratch. You're starting with a piece of content that you've already taken the time to build, to make, to create. And now you have the ability to actually use that to make an additional piece of content, which will be quicker and easier than you ever thought possible, because the hard part, the idea at the beginning, that execution to get it down on paper or to make it into a blog, has already been done. So again, you'll notice loads of experiments happening on the show over the course of the next few months. And in fact, there have already been a fair few experiments over the past year whilst we've been launching this show, whilst we then got into the habit of interviewing guests and having these conversations. And we continue to do it. Every single day, we try and find a new way to try something, a new way to get content out there, a new way to maximize the value of existing content. And that's something that everyone should think about. How can you maximize the existing content you have? How can you repurpose content that you've already made? And how can you upcycle it? How can you shift and make a blog into a video? How can you take a video and create quote graphics for it? All of these things are possible. And what you'll realize really quickly, your return on investment for that initial piece of content will start to multiply exponentially as you use it in different ways and in different means and mediums to really help connect with audiences on a different level. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Again, we're trying new things. We'd love to hear your feedback. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast channel. But more importantly, get in touch with us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's at All About Digimar. And if you leave us a comment, or if you ask us any questions, or if you just want to tell us whether you liked or you didn't like the episode, we'll come back to you and we'll be happy to engage and have a conversation. Remember, put the social back into social media. Stay safe, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.
The All About Digital Marketing podcast is brought to you by Social Inc., a distributed digital marketing agency specialized in delivering results through online campaigns. Whether it's content marketing, social media marketing, online advertising, or web design, we've got you covered, from strategy through to delivery. If you're struggling with your digital marketing, get in touch today by simply visiting www.socialinc.co.